Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's Monday night. It's time for the Warp Zone, our weekly gaming news show focused primarily around the Nintendo Switch. We dive into other stuff from time to time, but this week specifically, we're going to be mostly focused on the Nintendo Switch, as most of the time we are. Now, this week, I'll be honest, today's show might be a little shorter than usual. Simply because, especially the new games section, there's really not much coming out for the next week. But on the news side, we do have quite a few stories that I want to cover, specifically around the Nintendo Switch 2 rumors. Now, I'm not a big rumors channel. I like reporting stuff that I know is happening. But now the rumors are getting so god darn crazy. One specifically that I saw just today that we have to talk about it because, and secondly, the rumors are starting to be less rumory and more like, okay, this is going to be like the real deal. So I think it's time to take a little bit of time and dive back into it. Also, I want to take a look at some of the cool games that were announced over the last few days, because there's actually been quite a few little games. One we actually watched on Friday, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, but I want to rewatch the trailer with all of you because I sort of didn't know what to expect, and watching it again, I'm like insanely interested now. Insanely interested. But yes, so let's get into the chat. Let's see who's here for tonight. Hello, Nanaki, Annie, Frenchie Mom, Squirrel, Tagade, Champ Dancer, Once Kilos, what's up? Welcome all, guys. Welcome tonight. Annie, how are you feeling? Doing okayish, all things considered. Are you still in the hospital or are you at home now? Are you out? Or are you still are you still locked up in the hospital? Gonna give you a couple of seconds to respond. I want a quick update. I want a quick update on that one. Before we get into the stuff, it's important. Oh, still neurosurgery intensive care unit. Wow. Is there, you don't, obviously, if it's private, you don't need to share anything. That is very important. But are things going good? Are you supposed to, or was it unexpected that you'd still be there? Hey, Corey, welcome, my man. You're improving? Okay, good. That's good to know. So, look. Hopefully you'll be up and back with us gaming at home soon. Hopefully, I don't know if you're supposed to be there over the holidays, but I know that's a big time coming up. So, hope to be home soon, maybe tomorrow. That would be awesome. I know I only really had one stay in the hospital, and I could not wait to get out. And I actually didn't feel any better till I got out. And I got, me, it wasn't a big thing. It was just my appendix. I got my appendix taken out when I was like 25-ish, somewhere around there. And I just remember that I spent, I think, 4 days in the hospital. And at the 4th day, when the doctor came to see me and he was like, maybe I should keep you a couple of extra days, I pure looked at him and I said, dude, you're getting me out of here. I don't care what you got to do, but you got to get me out of here. I can't take this anymore. I'm like, I don't know why, but just hospital vibes, couldn't do it. And he gave me extra antibiotics for the home. And the first day I went home, I went for a walk outside, and the next day I felt like 50% better. And I think it was just like mental vibes, you know what I mean? But anyway. So hopefully things do better soon. Obviously, it's a very different thing. Oh my God, that is crazy. Surgery incision. It looks like your head was 45% decapitated. Yeah, but sometimes, hopefully sometimes it looks worse than it is. But I hope things, well, that's awesome. honestly. And well, me, and by the way, hospital, it wasn't at all bad care or anything. It was just like me mentally. I don't know. I needed to be out of there. I was like, I just couldn't do it anymore, being locked up in bed. And that this was, remember that this was before the time that handheld gaming was as evolved as it was today. Like I had my Game Boy, but it was running on batteries, dudes. And I needed to change batteries like, you know, every day. And I would run out of batteries really quick. So, I'm old as crap. I'm old as heck. So this was before evolved handheld gaming. Most likely today, I could probably get through it a little bit easier. But yeah, the most important thing is that you're feeling better. You like the 47 brand hats? Yeah, me too. They're not too expensive. You can get a lot of hats. Like, I don't need my hats to be like crazy expensive. I like having multiple hats. Like, I have like 70 hats now. Okay. And like, I'm not even joking. I could show you. I have bins. I had to buy bins to put my hats in. And I have like 5 like shoe bins, like the bins that you're supposed to put shoes in. I fill them up with hats, and I have like 5 or 6 bins full of hats with extra hats like elsewhere. Like the ones that I wear most often, I don't even put in those bins. But yeah, I'm like, I have a hat addiction. So that's like, besides the point. So I have a Switch addiction. I have a hat addiction. And I honestly, the good news is I got rid of my action figure addiction. Like I still collect, but only very specific now. Your bed is alarmed like all the beds in the unit. So if you try to get up on your own, a shrill alarm goes off. They're like, man, don't move. Okay. But yeah. Hat collection video, dude, man, that would be insane. Like just to show you guys, like just here, like just on in the studio. Like just in the studio, like right on my chair next to me, I have a shredder hat. Like these are my most common, like this is brand new. I got this last week. My Super Mario power up hat. I got my Pokemon hat, which is a fairly recent one I got, but it's one of my favorites too. And my Sonic hat, which is probably, I would say, my all-time favorite cap. However, it's starting to get a little bit of wear. Like it's starting to lose its luster because I've been wearing it so much. It has damage on it too because Damon decided to take a bite out of it one day. So unfortunately, I might have to update my Sonic hat collection. But yeah, so we've got like these are just right here off the top, and like, those are without my, like I've got, sports hats. I actually threw away, I got rid of like 20 hats like a while back. And I made them up really, really quick. Or cosplay wear scrubs to get to wear scrub caps. Oh. Awesome. I don't know. I like, to be honest, I'm actually like losing a bit of my hair in the back, and it's really weird because if you see me normally in everyday life, it's not that bad, but for some reason the camera like amplifies it by like 5. So to be honest, it just drives me nuts, and I'm not allowed to like I'm not allowed to shave my head. What's the insane rumors you will be seeing in a few minutes? It will be our last story that we'll cover. But basically, just quick, apparently someone actually has a production model Switch in their hands. It is a rumor, though, like not 100% verified or whatnot, but there are indications that it might actually be legit. Okay, so we'll go check out the story a little bit later. And while we're talking about stories, let's get started. 8 or 12 gigabytes. They did not say the specs. But they are promising to reveal it very soon. So we will see. We will see if it's true or not. We have like about just over a week to wait by their promises. So that is that. Let's go check. Now, first of all, I just want to say, If any of you were there last week for my playthrough, two things before we get started on the stories I want to address. Okay. Last Friday, I did a giveaway for a Steam code of Legacy of Kain. And after the giveaway, some concerns were brought up by a couple of different people that messaged me through different apps that I have. And I've decided to redo the giveaway next Friday. So on next Friday, the gaming stream, I'm going to be redoing the giveaway for the Steam code for Legacy of Kain. Now, I want to explain it a couple of seconds because the actual winner is here in the chat, but the winner was actually participating for someone else, okay? And look, I don't want it to become a huge thing because I want the giveaways to be fun and everything. However, the messages I got, I did see the perspective of people in the stream, what happened. Now, by the way, what happened, and look, I know that I know that Champ Dancer. Okay, look, Champ Dancer and I think it was Frenchy Mom, but like it doesn't matter. You guys entered because once Kilos wasn't in the chat anymore, and you knew he was interested in the game, and you wanted him to have a chance to win. However, from an outside perspective, especially for people who are not regulars to the stream, it looked like I was being favorable to a regular in the chat. And it's not important. Like, I'm just saying, for people that were here. So it looked like I was being favorable. So I got messages saying that for people that are not normally in the channel, that were participating in the giveaway, that were in the chat, it looked like I was being favorable because I was giving one of my regular members 3 chances to win. Well, he didn't show up, but I don't know if you understand what I mean, is that basically it's like if Champ won, he won. If Frenchy Mom, she won. And if once Kilos would have entered, he would have won as well. Now, he wasn't there, so it's more like 2 chances instead of 3. But basically... the only thing is that basically, and if ever in the future you guys want to enter a giveaway for someone else, and I don't want anything to be shady ever. Like I said, the giveaway is supposed to be fun, whatever. Just don't announce it in the chat, and you guys can get together between yourselves to do the giveaway or whatnot, or simply, you know what I mean, is because I can see from the outside perspective, it's like, oh well, of course he's letting them do that because they're regulars in the chat and whatnot. So it gave a bad perspective. So I basically, and honestly, it's not even because I was worried about drama, because I really don't give a crap, in the sense that if I would have made the decision that no, the drawing was that way, but I could see the perspective that the person was bringing up. So and actually it came 2 different people, so that wrote to me about the same issue. Maybe they know each other, maybe they don't. I have no idea. I didn't want it to take 2 days of thinking over it. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to redo the giveaway next Friday. And whoever's there in the chat, if you win, I send you the code. Whatever you do with the code after I give it to you, that is 100%. It's 100% on whatever you do with it. Okay? And that's it. So we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to redo the giveaway, and it's just only time I'm going to do this. We're going to redo the giveaway. That's it. That's all. I just had to make a call. Do I just say whatever, I'm going to give it to or not? And I said, look, I don't think anyone's going to be extremely angered or whatnot one way or the other. But I could see where the perspective looked unfair to certain people. So that's all I have to say about that. Future giveaways, it'll just be whoever gets it, you get the code and you do whatever you want with it. We good on that? It's probably the easiest way, just to squash all of it and, start from neutral, if you will. And it's honestly, it's just because I'm like, I get the argument. And as I said, I think it's fair as well, because whatever someone does with the code after I give it to them, that's their own things. You know what I mean? I was just trying to facilitate the transfer of the code, but I get what it looks like to the outside. It looks like, oh, everyone's ganging up to make sure that one person wins. Okay. And I get it. I get it. Like I do agree that that's what it looked like from the outside too, which is why I'm doing it like that. Okay? So we done. Number one. Good. Let's move on. Let's move on. Number two. I do want to say that most likely next week there will not be a warp zone. However, I'm not saying I'm not streaming. I just don't think that I'm going to do a warp zone next week, simply because there are absolutely like no games coming out, really. Or I might just do a separate video if there's like 2 or 3 games coming out. And if I do a stream on the 23rd, it'll be more like a gaming Christmas stream. Okay, we'll play some games or we'll do something like that. And whatnot. Okay, just because honestly, I don't think that Christmas wise, like, let's have some fun, let's lay back, let's play some games. We can chat. It can be more like a casual gaming thing, but yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Or you know what? We might even do like an eShop deals hunt. Cthulhu Saves Christmas. It's too much of a slow burn game for a stream, to be honest. Super awesome Christmas game, but if you played on your own, a JRPG like that is going to be too slow burn. We might do an eShop deal hunt where we just play a bunch of like stupid Christmas games or whatnot, or to see if anything makes sense or something like that. But I'll think about it before next week. I'll come up with something good. Maybe we'll start. Maybe we actually would start what you might call it, Wukong, Black Myth Wukong, and then basically I'll take a look at the games coming out start of January, and either the warp zone's going to start back up on the 30th or the 7th. Okay, just to simply not have like empty shows where like whatnot, or exactly. I know I played a bit of Wukong. I'm looking really forward to starting the game from the beginning, because I jumped in like in the middle of a boss fight, and I got my ass handed to me because I didn't learn the techniques or whatnot. But the person who let me play after that grabbed the controller and like beat the crap out of the boss, and it looked awesome. It looked really, really awesome. So that now new stuff is out of the way, or like channel update stuff is out of the way. Let's jump into the news. Now, first of all, what I was going to say is that I don't know if any of you were there last week for my Power Rangers stream, which honestly ended up being, in my opinion, a really good beat 'em up. I do know there was like 1 or 2 comments that said the game looked bad. You know what? I had a ton of fun with it. I even replayed it in co-op mode with my brother over the weekend. And the game is even better in co-op mode, by the way. But I've got to say something. I don't know if Digital Eclipse was watching my stream, but the game got a massive update this week. And they pretty much changed everything I said they needed to change about the game. So if any of you were there last week when we did our Power Rangers stream, do you guys remember what I said about the game? I said that basically the characters needed to move a little faster. I said that basically one of the disappointing things is that the dodge roll sometimes was hard to cancel into. And number 2 is that the upwards move, it was hard to cancel combos into the upwards move, meaning that half the time you wanted to do it, you couldn't do it because you were locked into a different animation. And the Zord levels were a little bit too punishing compared to the difficulty of the rest of the game. Well, guys, here is the post from Digital Eclipse, and we'll even go look at the patch notes of what they're updating. And if you watched the stream last week, this is everything I said about the game. Players, we're refining gameplay per your feedback. Faster movement, smoother combat, and more forgiving Zord stages. Now, I'll be and I'm just going to say, your boy finished it in the original patch. So that means I didn't need these to finish the game. But I do think that it was going to be a more even experience with these adaptations. Because, I'm a above average player. So when I play games, I try to think about it. You beat it on the highest difficulty. Dude, I beat it on the highest difficulty with only one hand. No, I'm joking. I'm pure shitting at that one. Yeah, because Grovel, was having trouble last week with Bones, which, I beat pretty quick. Just saying. But no, jokes aside, let's look at the real patch notes, and you'll see that, no jokes, either they watched my actual stream or it's just that these same points came up with everyone. Just saying that, look, when I was talking about what I felt needed to change, it was pretty much what everyone felt as well. Oh, by the way, guys, before I forget, hit the like button, help the stream go out to more people. If you're in the stream, you're liking it, please hit that like button. It does help out a lot. Okay, so first of all, now, I do want to mention as well, the update for the game is also already live on PlayStation and Steam. You can get it right now and the updates will be there. However, the Switch updates and the Xbox updates are coming soon. There's not a specific date, but they're supposed to be coming pretty soon. Okay? Now, December 16th. So we've heard suggestions from lots of players over the last few days, and we're happy to say we're rolling out refinements to Rita's Rewind to adjust various parts of the game based on that feedback. These changes are available on Steam, PlayStation 5, and PlayStation 4 now, but all players on other platforms will receive this update soon. Now, number one, all Rangers move faster, walk and dash speeds. I was saying it felt a little sluggish when you were moving your character around the screen. Awesome move, awesome thing. It didn't need to happen, but it's just going to feel so much better now. Ranger grab and grab attack speed has now been increased. I didn't specifically say that, but I do remember, yes, when you're transitioning from regular to grab, it was actually feeling very sluggish. You were sort of invulnerable while it happened, but it did break up the gameplay. And I noticed it on the weekend when I was playing in co-op mode with my brother. When I would grab a character and my brother was able to hit 3 punches at the same time, it just didn't make sense how long it took me to grab a character. Now, Rangers can also now perform the dodge move without any cooldown. There was a slight cooldown, but the difference is you are not invulnerable for the whole animation anymore. You're only invulnerable for initial frames of the animation. That is outside of easy mode, because in easy mode, the dodge is fully invulnerable. Now, that will actually be a change that will make maybe certain parts of the game a little harder, meaning that if you're playing on normal or hard, you're actually going to have to time your dodge better, okay? Yeah, they did change some of the live mechanics. Yes, we're getting to that. This is a huge one. The next one is a huge one. Rangers can now chain the Rising Strike from many more states. I said it when I was trying to use the Rising Strike. You could almost not chain it from any combo, and it doesn't make sense that it was like a move on its own. And if you look at the animation with Billy here, you'll see it. 1, 2, Rising Strike and down. You could not do that pre-patch. The Rising Strike, you had to start your combo with the Rising Strike, or you had to stop your combo, wait a half second, and then Rising Strike. You basically could not chain a combo into a Rising Strike, which now they fixed, and it's going to feel so much more amazing. Trust me. After that, Rangers can dodge while holding an enemy to let go. Super intelligent move, because yes, sometimes you're going to want to dodge, especially if some kind of projectile is incoming or something like that, like a rock falling or whatnot. It didn't make sense that you couldn't dodge out of a grab. Ranger Special is also slightly boosted by successful dodges. Awesome move as well. Vertical attack collision for time disruptors is wider, making them easier to hit. So, yes, that was also a little bit annoying. I noticed it once again with my brother on the weekend because my brother doesn't play as many games as me and he had trouble lining up the time disruptor to hit it. I didn't have problems because I'm sort of used to placement, but he had a lot of trouble lining up the time disruptor and he was also often punching into nothingness. Food pickups are more spread out when spawning from containers. Good job, because you often wind up picking up both health items at once, and especially if you're playing in multiplayer, you might want to pick one up and you might want to leave the other one for the other person. But because they're spawning right on top of each other, you often pick up both or you pick up none. In hard mode, enemies now have the same health as normal, but do twice the damage, which is just good, because honestly, damage sponges are never fun. It's better to up the damage and keep the health the same. The speedrun clock is no longer affected by time disruptors. Players can swap to any other NPC ranger in the juice bar. This is awesome, because originally the only way to change rangers is you actually had to leave your game, reload it up, and change rangers. Didn't make sense. Now, if you're in the juice bar, you'll be able to change rangers. Awesome move. And localized dialogue. Okay, they fixed some dialogue. Zords. Just going on to Zords. All machine gun fire now do less damage. So you take less damage from attacks. Gravity is reduced when jumping to make pits easier to clear. Super awesome move, because honestly, there's like only 3 or 4 pits in the whole game, but they're really hard to line up for some reason. When multiple players are fighting a boss and some players reach the game over state, the difficulty and health Zord damage scale accordingly. Now, this one I couldn't show off on Steam. Once again, I'm referring to the weekend with my brother. Oh my god. My brother went game over against Goldar, and we were playing in 2-player mode. And because you're in 2-player mode, they scaled the health up to double. Basically, it took me, no joke, like 5 minutes just on the final part of Goldar to get his health bar down, because he had so much health. Because even though my brother went game over, the game was still scaling him to 2-player mode, and his health bar was just like monstrous. I know the fight by heart now, so I didn't get hit once in it, but all it was like 5 minutes of dodging crap and trying to shoot him down. Like, awesome move that the game will rescale down if one player basically goes game over. Harvester encounters have balanced laser speeds and laser damage are reduced at lower difficulties. Makes sense. The lasers were a little bit unpunishing during those parts. Megazord boss health has been reduced and damage dealt to bosses has been balanced. Health power-ups now spawn during Zord boss battles. Do you remember the Dragon Zord fight? How hard, like how I got there and how much damage you took in that one fight. And I was doing pretty good on the dodging and stuff. But awesome move here. So you will get health power-ups. Awesome way. You don't need to make the bosses easier. Just give a fair chance to the players. And where is it? They did say that you no longer lose a life when you drop. Where was it? Oh, here. Falling in pits, I don't know how I missed it. Falling in pits won't take a life away. It made no sense that falling in a pit made you lose a full life on the Zord stages. A couple of health bars, fine. A whole life made no sense. They've changed that. It no longer happens. And at higher difficulty levels, health coin benefits scale downwards. So they made, like, higher difficulty, they've actually made a little bit harder, probably. But what they did is the easy and medium will most likely be much more forgiving. So anyway, awesome news for Rita's Rewind. They're listening to feedback. The game was already very, very good. Now it will just be even better. And no joke, almost all of this I had said in my stream on the weekend last week. So I'm just glad to see that. You can see that I'm not always just complaining. I'm complaining, but everyone was feeling it as well. Or they just watched my stream and said, Rick knows what he's talking about. Let's just do what he's saying. Okay? Most likely it's the second thing, but whatever. Okay. With that out of the way, let's take a look at some upcoming games. Because we have a couple of games that were announced. Oh, wait, one more a game update. That is true. Yeah, I forgot about this one. Another quick game update from Konami. The Castlevania Dominus collection, if you have it, has just been updated to version 1.0.3. And guess what? They have rolled out an update that adds a boss rush mode in Haunted Castle Revisited. Awesome move. Haunted Castle Revisited was already an awesome inclusion in the game. We played through a full playthrough on stream, and now on top of it, we get a boss rush mode, which honestly, I'm most likely going to try myself very soon. Ask for money as a beta tester. Exactly. Most likely. I skipped a few, most likely. I was trying to, when I'm basically talking and reading the screen at the same time is always a pain in the butt. But yeah, so boss rush mode on Konami. Sorry, I just read Grovel's, when he said I skipped the updates. But you can read the full notes, the full patch notes for Rita's Rewind. They're up on their Digital Eclipse website. But yeah, so honestly, super excited for this. I think a boss rush mode is going to be really, really fun because the bosses were pretty interesting. To be honest, they were pretty easy. Like everything except the last boss I found were pretty easy, but it's going to be fun for a boss rush mode. And I can see speed running the boss rush mode. I honestly could see trying to speed run the boss rush mode. I don't know, but I will check it. I will check it out and get back to you. But it's a good thing. If you do have the Dominus collection, I would definitely check out for the latest update and try that boss rush mode. If you haven't tried Haunted Castle Revisited, just try the boss rush mode for fun. It's awesome. Honestly, you'll see that the bosses are really well designed. Remember that 5 USD is like 7 Canadian? Dude, it's almost like currently, yeah, it's like almost 7.5 Canadian. It's like crazy right now. That's why if you guys can pick up games on Video Games Plus, although you have to wait a long time for shipping right now, because by the way, they still haven't shipped my order from the 1st of December, but I'll just say it's not their fault. Canada Post has shut down, which has put so much pressure on the other delivery services. The good news is they're going back to work tomorrow. But our Minister of Finance just resigned. Yeah, but yes, but most likely it's not really going to affect the economy in any way. The Minister of Finance. I mean, I just think that basically some weird calls were made, and the cabinet right now, like that's in charge, they need to do a couple of adjustments. Like, I'm not going to get into politics on the stream, but just like I don't get into American politics, like Canadian politics, I feel better talking about Canadian politics because it's my country. But yeah. Rick, did you see the Taito Pack 3 for Switch? 3 Rastan games and a few others. Yeah, I covered it last week, actually. We took a look at the Taito Pack. I said it was my favorite Taito Pack so far. I still think that $40 is too much, though. But I do agree that out of all the Taito Packs so far, in that, Pack 3 is probably the best one overall. Basically, yeah. Hold on. Topaz is being a pain in the butt. Okay. So, quick update. Castlevania Dominus. Check it out. Yeah, $40 is a lot. Like, no offense. And I know some people gave me crap after in the comments saying that those are such awesome games that it's worth it. And look, I'm not saying they aren't awesome games. I'm just saying $40 in today's market for retro games is a lot. And here in Canada, I think it's 50 or 55. Like, I'm not paying 55 for like 12, like 35-year-old games. Like it just, and I'm saying 35, but maybe they're more around 30 years old or 25 to 30 years old. But it's a lot. It's a lot. when it hits 50% off, it's going to be an awesome pickup. At 50% off, awesome pickup. And to me, those title packs, it's the same as Sega's games right now. It's hard to recommend them at full price, not because they're awesome, because like Shadow X Sonic was awesome, but they're doing that thing where 3 weeks after the game comes out, there's already discounts on it. And I wanted to talk about that in a separate video, but Sega is on a roll right now with a lot of games that are really hitting the mark. But that's one thing they need to change, because every time they do that, it makes me feel like I'm an idiot for being a day one adopter. And as I'm running a Switch channel, I don't mind, because I need to be a day one adapter. But if I'm feeling like an idiot for picking it up day one, the average customer is feeling like a super idiot for picking it up day one. And I'm not saying they are idiots. I'm saying Sega's making them feel like it. And that's a bad place you want to be. And what that's going to do is eventually it's going to hurt your day one sales. It's going to hurt your day one sales if they keep doing that. And they've done that 3 years in a row on their major release. They did it for Sonic Frontiers, they did it for Sonic Superstars, and now they did it for Sonic X Shadows, where the game releases in early November to late October, and by Black Friday, 3 weeks later, the game is easily 30% off. Like, you could get Shadow X Sonic right now, like on Black Friday, you could get it at like $40 instead of 60, easily. And I think I saw it at 35 in some places. It's fine. And you can't stop retailers from doing that. But those were Sega markdowns. You know what I mean? Sega markdowns, like, anyway, I'm just saying if marketing wise, they need to be really careful, because they're eventually going to hurt their margins by doing that too much. And I get that they want to push the sales out, but what they need to do is they either need to plan their games for September so that there's enough time between the release and the discount that people don't feel that burn. Do you understand? Like, they don't feel like they got burned. Nintendo does that. And, well, Nintendo just doesn't drop their games for the first year. But if they do a discount, like, there's at least 2 or 3 months between when the game comes out. When the game comes out and when the discount hits. So people do not feel burned by the discount. Sorry, I just want to reset the trailer. Let me just reload it because I'm not sure what I did. Okay. Either way, let's move on. I'm going to stop ranting about it because Sega's on a roll. I'm going to see Sonic 3 Saturday. So love Sonic, love Sega's franchises. They're apparently going to re-release possibly Breath of Fire. Like, there seems to be a lot of rumors that Breath of Fire might be next on the list for the Sega revivals, which I will lose my shit. No joke. If they give us a remastered pack of Breath of Fire 3 and 4, I will lose my shit. Breath of Fire 3 is one of my favorite JRPGs from the PS1 era. And it is super expensive to buy an original copy. So if I can get a remastered for the Switch, I will pay $60 for a remaster of 3 and 4 together. I think Breath of Fire 1 and 2 is playable on the Switch app, so I don't see them putting 1 and 2 in the collection, but if they put 3 and 4, dude, let's do it. Let's do it now. Okay. Now, let's get to our next story. I want to talk about a few games that were announced over the last couple of days and weeks that really, I think we need to keep an eye out for the beginning of next year. So we're not going to look at all the games of next year. We're actually going to do that in a separate video that's going to be its own thing. But tonight, there are a few announcements that we got over the last few days that I really want to take a deeper look at because these games are supposed to be coming out pretty soon. And I don't think a lot of other channels are going to be focusing on them. So I want to make sure that we take a little bit of time to take a look at them. Now, number one is Chrono Rebirth. Now, if you've missed Chrono Origins on the Nintendo Switch, I regularly have it in my eShop deals videos. The next time it goes on sale, pick it up. It is an awesome 2D action platformer. It is a little bit simple, but think of a simplified version of Shovel Knight. It very much follows a lot the formula that Shovel Knight has, like a retro feeling, awesome action platformer. It may be the mechanics are a little bit simpler than Shovel Knight, however, and the bosses are maybe a little bit weaker in design, but the game is also extremely cheap. Okay, you can pick it up for under $5 when it goes on a sale. But basically, the follow-up, Chrono Rebirth, has just been announced for being released. It's going to release, I think, in March of next year, and it is looking fantastic. It's a visual upgrade to the original, and it looks really good. Let's take a look at the trailer. So visually, you're a skeleton with a scythe. No, you did not, Emmy. So there we have Chrono Rebirth, and it's now supposed to be confirmed for March. Did we get the date in the trailer? No, but I can tell you guys it's been confirmed for March, apparently, for the moment. But awesome. It looks like an awesome game. 2D action platformer. And yes, the soundtrack is really good. The soundtrack for the first one is as well. And by the way, why not? Chrono Origins. Let's take a look at the trailer really quick. Chrono Origins trailer. So if you missed it, this is Chrono Origins. This is the one we already have on the Switch, and the game plays great. Like, think of a Mega Man style game. Like I said, Shovel Knight is a more like modern reference. However, it almost feels like a slight mix of Castlevania, but the movement system is much more dynamic, like a Mega Man or Shovel Knight. So this is the one we already have on the Switch, and it easily is pick up. You can get it on sale for under $5. Not right now. It's not on sale right now, but keep an eye on the eShop Deals videos. Guaranteed the next time it's on sale, it'll be there again. No, Toxic Crusaders, we haven't got, and I don't know what's up with the trailers again. Buffering like garbage. It's annoying when it does that. But yeah, so Chrono Origins, awesome game. You should be checking it out. Don't worry, I'm going to make sure the other trailers don't buffer. We'll reload them if we need to. It happens sometimes for some reason when I have a lot of tabs open. Okay. So that was the first game. It's been announced for March. Keep an eye out. If you like retro platformers, going to be an awesome one. Second game I wanted to look at, coming out for next year. This one is supposed to be in the summer. It's the one that played at the Game Awards. We have to take another look because holy crap, this game looks so amazing. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Like chef's kiss, man. This game looks like, oh my god, I've been waiting for so long for Ninja Gaiden to go back to 2D. Not that I don't love the 3D games. They're a different experience. But there's no reason both things can't exist at once. Okay? And they did exactly what I said Nintendo and all those major companies should do, is they gave the license to a company that gives a crap about retro gaming, that are specialists in retro gaming, and that will develop the IP for them, and they will do it in a way that matters. So, by the way, if you don't know, it is .mu that is doing the game. .mu were responsible for Shredder's Revenge. Oh my god, every time I want to say the game, Streets of Rage 4. They know how to revive a retro franchise while staying true to the honest one. And like I said, there's no reason, and I hear you, Grovel. I would like another 3D Ninja Gaiden as well. There's no reason both can't exist at the same time. Number one, they are not the exact same public for both games. There is going to be some overlap, but at the same time, it is also two different publics. So you can actually release both games and get good sales on both. Secondly, the cost of the 2D games of developing them is so much lower. It's like it's like free money, most likely, for these retro franchises, as long as they're done with quality in mind. Like, don't give us slop. Give us a good game, and people will buy it. Let's take a look once again at the trailer. Like, honestly, when I saw this, I couldn't even believe it. Who was it that told me to check it out? It was... it's someone most likely even in the chat, but yeah. Have a good one, Psychosis. Have a good night, man. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a broken controller stream. For sure. For sure. Oof. Okay, we'll see the gameplay. This is animation for the moment, but wait till you see the gameplay. The gameplay looks sicker. Oh. Amazing. Oh my god, it looks so good. It looks so good. On top of it, like, I've been waiting for another Cyber Shadow-like game, like a 2D platformer where I'm just gonna, like, get so involved in it that I won't be able to put it down. And this is going to be the next one. Like, it doesn't even matter. But, like, oh my god, it looks amazing. Ninja Gaiden guy going all Kenshi from MK on these guys, slicing them in half. Yeah, but this is what Ninja Gaiden should be. Like, even back in the day, you know, Ninja Gaiden was one of the first games to introduce, like, a cutscene in retro games. Like, and it was violent. You had people dying in the cutscenes. You had crazy combat. Like, let's be honest, they just couldn't do blood as well as they could do it today. But I'm pretty sure if they could have, it would have been there. It looks freaking insane. Cannot wait for this game. Summer 2025. This is going to be, like I said, it's going to be one of those games that once it comes out, I will not be able to put it down. I'm going to have to finish it or die trying. Like, basically, my even if my thumbs start bleeding and I go through 3 controllers, it doesn't really matter. It has to be done. So, awesome. And the last game that was announced that I wanted to look at, and then we are jumping into the Switch 2 rumors. I know there's a lot of people here for the Switch 2 rumors. We'll be jumping into those very, very soon. Now, and guys, just to let you know, you might have heard of these rumors before because I'm covering the rumors from the last week that were out there. So if everyone's like has heard about these before, do not be angry. I'm not coming out with some great, crazy news. The next game is a spin-off of Pac-Man. But it is a spin-off of Pac-Man that if you didn't tell me was a spin-off of Pac-Man, I would have never guessed it. At least not except for like 2 or 3 of the visuals. Shadow Labyrinth. This game looks sick. And it is totally not what I would have expected from Pac-Man. And yes, it does look like fire, this game. Like, it looks insane. Let's take a look. Remember, this is Pac-Man. Pac-Man. It's a Pac-Man Metroidvania. Yeah, it looks like it has Souls elements as well. I mean, so basically the guy is puking out, because look, he's like fire breathing. He's like either he's puking out a giant fiery Pac-Man head that is eating the boss, or he's like freaking like Naruto ninjutsuing it out of him. But honestly, I'm into it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I want some great like Pac-Man world. I'd love a new Pac-Man world, like 3D platformer, like with a little bit more modern mechanics, pushing it even further than the remastered one did. But this, I'm into this too, man. This looks like, yeah, I'm 100% on board. Like, this looks like a, and they put it as like a, how did they describe it? Hold on. 2D platform. It's a jarn-twisting alternate take on the iconic Pac-Man. This isn't just an alternate take, dude. This is like Pac-Man for psychos. But I would love. You should stream this one. Do you think? Honestly, do you think I will not stream this one? It is guaranteed I'm going to be streaming this one. Already Pac-Man, like I stream Pac-Man World. So if you think I'm not going to stream Shadow Labyrinth, like it is guaranteed I'm streaming this one. Like it's almost like a Power Rangers special stream scenario. Like even if I don't have time that week because there's a other game that we need to play, we'll do a special stream for this one. Do not worry about that, guys. Guaranteed. But yeah, so Shadow Labyrinth, man. Looking amazing, looking like a crazy take on Pac-Man. Consume Darkness. It looks crazy. It just looks crazy. Pac-Man for psychos, exactly. This is going to be it should honestly be the catchphrase for the game. I mean, you could put it out there and people will be like, yeah, that's right. It's Pac-Man for psychos. Like, basically, awesome looking game. Awesome looking game. So those were the reveals that we got over the last few days that I think were worth taking an extra look at. We got other stuff. There are other games, but I think these were the three standouts from the last few days where it honestly has me really excited for the sort of indie or like secondary market for 2025 already. And honestly, can you imagine if these run on Switch 2 at higher frame rates with better graphics? Because we're talking like, look, if we believe that Switch 2 is coming out like March to June, that means that these games will probably have like patches to be running like at higher frame rates on Switch 2. We could be getting into some crazy good stuff now. I'm like so looking forward to 2025 now. Like it's right around the corner. And I never thought we'd get here, but oh my God. Hey Rick, hi everyone. I'm listening to the stream while I play Persona 4 Golden, man. What a game. Yeah. Look, the Persona series is amazing, Needless Dragon. You're in for some good times. Some good times. Okay. Now, we are going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, as I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm not normally a big rumors channel. I like covering things that is confirmed, that we can talk about in a smart, educated way. But you know what? We're getting some really solid rumors now. And we're getting some rumors that are no longer, in my opinion, rumors. A couple of these, no matter how you look at it, there's no reason anymore for these not to be true. Number one, some 3D prints of the Nintendo Switch 2 have been appearing. How are 3D prints appearing of the Switch 2? Well, Over the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty clear that some accessory manufacturers have received the specs of the physical. They haven't received the specs most likely of what's internally in the Switch, but they've received the specs of what the Switch 2 is going to look like. They've received the sizes, they've received the dimensions so that they can start manufacturing and having accessories ready. Now, what this also means, guys, is I'm really, really heavily believing now in a early 2025 release of the Switch. Like, the more things were going ahead and they weren't talking about it, the more I was like, you know what, this thing might be releasing at the end of 2025. But if they're sending out specs so that accessory manufacturers can start manufacturing cases and stuff, that's most likely because we're looking at a pretty early launch window. Like, I don't see them doing that more than a 6-month run up to when the Switch 2 comes out. And basically, Switch Up received a 3D printed version of what the Switch 2 will be looking like based on the measurements that they received for manufacturing these accessories. And when this Chinese developer called iVolver did this, by the way, the article here is from Nintendo Life. You can go check them out. Awesome coverage of the Switch and whatnot. Switch Up is also an amazing channel. You can check them out. They're the ones who received the 3D print. But basically, this is going to be, once they did this, the floodgates opened. And we even have manufacturers like D-Brand that have now come out to say, like, yep, these are the measurements of the Switch 2. And the good news here, to me, the good news here is that we are confirmed now that the Switch 2 is going to be a more powerful Switch. We're not going to be looking at some crazy, funky, over-the-top design with 2 screens, with all kinds of crazy crap happening. We're most likely looking at a slightly bigger physically and more powerful Switch. Now, some people might be disappointed in this, but I think that if we're looking at it from a serious perspective, this was the best move Nintendo could do. Some people are going to say it's not a Switch 2, it's the Switch Pro we were supposed to get that's going to become the Switch 2. Either way, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that this thing can pump out close to PS4 performance. And you're going to be like, PS4, why not PS5? Energy consumption wise, there's no way you can hit PS5. If you could, your PS5 would be this big. Okay? Like, if you think about it logically, if Sony needs a huge PS5 to pump out that kind of performance, there's no way you're fitting that into a handheld with a battery tacked onto it. Forget about it. Okay? But basically, I'm thinking that if they get PS4 or slightly above performance from this thing, we are going to be looking at a great world where most of the games that are coming out for next gen are going to have builds for the Switch 2. And this is exactly what we need, is the same thing, just better. The only thing that looks funky about it is apparently we really do have this extra button here on the side, which is not 100% clear what it's going to do. Number one, it could just be an extra back button for when you're playing with just a Joy-Con. Or it could have some other functionality like releasing the Joy-Cons. I'm thinking it's probably releasing the Joy-Cons because apparently they're going to be magnetically held and whatnot. So, honestly, when we're getting this level of Switch 2 leaks, I'm believing it because these are companies that are developing accessories for the Switch 2. They're not going to put these things on their website. They're not going to make announcements, official announcements, especially not a company like D-Brand, which is maybe not the biggest manufacturer out there, but they do have a reputation to keep up. They're not going to say, "Hey, we have a Switch 2 accessories," and then 3 months later be like, April's Fools, they're not Switch 2 accessories. You know what I mean? They're not going to do that. And we're going to be looking at the D-Brand stuff in a minute. I would say probably not anymore, NDJ. Number one, it depends on the strength of the magnet, and like even if you like, you would normally have to put the magnet directly against the top of the screen. The magnets, if they're to the side, okay, I'm pretty sure they're not going to interfere. And if that's something that like you're worried about, Nintendo probably play tested the crap out of it, and it's not going to affect it. Magnets are getting a lot better in directionality as well. So don't forget that magnets are directional. So if you touch the side of a magnet, like if there are different kinds of magnets. Okay, we're not going to get into like a physics course here, but basically, if you put a magnet the wrong way around against a screen, it's not going to do anything. However, if you turn it like the right way around, then it's going to do something. So if it's off to the side, not pointed towards the screen, there's going to be almost no influence whatsoever on the screen. I would not worry about that being an issue whatsoever, because magnets are directional. So it has to be pointed in the right way. And if they're pointing off to the side, like unless someone takes their Joy-Cons and starts messing around on the screen with it and it depends what kind of screen as well. It's most honestly, I'm unaware about OLED technology and if it can be manipulated through magnetism. I wouldn't be surprised it could, but not a specialist in it. If they're going with LCD, I actually think LCDs I think can be manipulated as well. But either way, I'm pretty sure Nintendo play tested the crap out of it. It's not going to be an issue, most likely. I wouldn't be worried about that. But basically, so number 2, we have crazy things like 3D prints of Switch 2s coming out. And look, it's a little bit, you can see here, comparison, it seems to be a little bit higher and a little bit longer than the traditional Switch. However, it doesn't seem like a lot of people were saying it was going to be so big it was going to be weird to hold. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. And personally, having big hands, a slightly better Switch is going to most likely feel better. If I take my Steam Deck, for example, the Steam Deck is a lot bigger than a Switch, and it's still very comfortable to hold. Like, to be clear, this is a Steam Deck, this is a Switch. Okay. The Steam Deck is wider and slightly higher than the Switch. I'm trying to line them up as best as I can. But basically, it's about like even an inch bigger, like higher than the Switch. Like now they're lined up, okay? They're on my thumb. They're lined up almost perfectly. As you can see, the Steam Deck in the back is poking out by at least like an inch. And lengthwise, I would say it's about an inch longer too. Like we could take out a measuring tape. So it actually feels like the Switch 2 is going to be the size of a Steam Deck, but it seems to be not as thick as a Steam Deck. The Steam Deck seems to be thicker. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the chip is in it. Once we get to know what the chip is in it, we can do a deep dive on its technical specs. Because I'm not going to say I'm a huge I'm not going to say I'm not like a professional in this, but I used to build PCs. So once we get the chip and I can get the specs on the chip, we can have a serious like deep dive conversation on the technicalities of this chip and where it's going to be performance wise. We can pull up some other CPUs and stuff that most likely are going to have similar specs and similar designs and try to basically figure out where it is. I am convinced still that the dock is most likely going to be doing the upscaling. Yeah, because people are talking about the upscaling. What really is interesting to me is the dock. I really think the dock might be the upscaler. And that basically in handheld, the Switch is still going to be outputting like 720 or 1080p. And to get the higher scaling, you're going to have to put it in the dock. And I even think the CPU might run slightly higher on the dock as well. I think that's how they're going to address the battery issues. Because, like I said, the problem isn't building a handheld that can push out the power. It's doing so without sacrificing power draw. Because you don't want, like, I love my Steam Deck for certain things, but if I play like any game that came out in the last couple of years that is graphically intense, after an hour and a half, you run out of battery. Charging a Switch every hour and a half is not a fun experience. It's actually done. The impact of that is I play my Steam Deck a lot less than I thought I was going to play it, unless I'm playing retro games. Then it has battery life comparable to the Switch. But if you're playing a graphically intense game, it, you, it's just impractical to have to charge it every hour to hour and a half. It depends on the way you game, but personally, when I sit down for like a 3D action game like Elden Ring, I sit down for 2 to 3 hours. I rarely do just like a 45-minute to an hour gaming session. But right now, if I'm playing Elden Ring, I get about an hour and a half out of my Steam Deck, which is like not where I would want the Switch 2 to be. I wanted to run Elden Ring and be able to play at least 3 hours. At 3 hours, I'd be happy. But yeah, so we're getting, number one, Switch Up got a 3D printed one from a developer that basically is called iVolver, who are already developing accessories. Now, when this happened, I feel like the floodgates opened and we started to have other companies being like, you know what? Because they're competing, right? So if iVolver gets out there, everyone else is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Before everyone buys a case for their Switch 2 from iVolver, I need to get into the game as well. So basically, Dbrand has also officially released the specs of the Nintendo Switch 2, which match up with pretty much the 3D printed design that we got from iVolver. And not only that, they've released designs for the Nintendo Switch 2 case on their website, released with everything. So they're not going to do this unless this is confirmed. Like, and unless Nintendo, like, pure gaslighted them and gave them fake, like, specs for the Switch 2. But if Nintendo actually did that, I'm pretty sure they'd be liable. Because if they put development costs into this, if they put production costs into it, ooh, that's going to be a problem. But 242 millimeters wide, 102 millimeters tall, and 13.9 millimeters thick. So this actually shows its previous handheld. The previous one is this. The Switch 2 should be about 270. So like I said, about an inch taller. It's going to be about 15 millimeters, so that's 1.5 centimeters. So it's about half an inch taller. Okay, sorry. So it's 1 inch wider, about half an inch taller, and about 14 millimeters thick. So apparently the Switch 2 is not going to be thicker than the original Switch, because we're talking about like 0.1 millimeters. That's like nothing, okay, by the way. Yeah, and I know, and right now, like I said, PlayStation, Xbox, everyone's apparently working on handhelds. It's getting pretty insane. So, guys, I think we know what the Switch 2 is going to look like now. And this is pretty much it. Obviously, Nintendo can do some weird things with the colors. They can do some weird things with like maybe what exactly the Joy-Cons are going to feel like and texturize and stuff like that. But guys, we're getting a Switch 2 that is a bigger Switch. That is what we're getting. And to me, this is good news. When you have two separate companies like this coming out and saying, this is what we got, we're actually working on accessories. And even like I said, Dbrand went one step further. They're like, here's the accessory we're working on. That means that we are definitely, in my opinion, looking at what the Switch 2 is going to be. Some might be disappointed because they were hoping for some crazy left turn or something. But you know what? They even confirmed that the Switch 2 is going to be 100% retro compatible. It wasn't going to be that different from a Switch 1 with that in mind. But I kept the best rumor for last. the best rumor for last. I do think that Nintendo did pave the way for the future, as they've done many times in the past, with the handheld hybrids being the mainstream. And I think that very, very possibly they will pioneer maybe the next generation eventually, where, like what they did with the PlayStation Portal. I think that if the PlayStation Portal would link up directly to the PS5, Sony could have actually broken something. They could have actually gotten ahead of Nintendo. Instead of using Wi-Fi, which depends highly on the quality of your network, if they could have done it where it links up directly to the PlayStation and plays games directly there to have no latency when you're close by, I think they could have done it. They could have taken the lead on Nintendo. I just don't know if their technology is there yet, and I don't see why it wouldn't be if the Wii U was able to do it. And you could have still kept the Wi-Fi part for playing on the cloud when you're outside of your household, like when you're outside of the range of your PS5. But I think they could have done it because it would have been the same thing. It would have been a different twist on the hybrid concept. Like it could be, and honestly, I was thinking for a moment, and I didn't want to say it, that maybe that was what Nintendo was prepping. Where it was going to be a Wii U type design, but rather than the Wii U being a tablet for the Switch, it was just going to be like when you're playing on your screen, like in dock mode, you're going to have the Switch, you're going to be playing from the box, and the handheld is actually going to be just like a PlayStation Portal for playing purely in handheld. You don't need to use both at the same time. You just have both totally separate, one from the other. I think that could have been a very successful way to get that extra performance out of it. But you would have lost the portability outside of the household. And I think that's why Nintendo didn't do it, because they wanted to keep that hybrid portability outside of the household. And they don't want to depend on cloud services, because I don't think cloud for the moment has been a success for them on the Switch. They've tried it with like the Resident Evil games, with a couple of the bigger releases, and even with those big titles behind them, it wasn't successful. Now, like I said, let's take a look at that last rumor. Now, basically, this is a post that comes from a Reddit thread, which is the Nintendo Switch 2 Reddit thread. And basically what happened was a person posted, "I've come from the future. I got my muggy hands on a final release Switch 2 and its dock. Ask me anything. I'll post proof on Christmas." And that's why I said we might know in about a week whether this is actually true or not. Because this person has promised proof on Christmas. Now, what also adds a little bit of credence to this is apparently a mod from the Reddit channel. Now look, the mod could be in cahoots. This could be a thing to get some clout or whatnot, and it could be in cahoots. But originally the mod had written, "If you don't either post a proof now or have a damn good excuse for why you cannot post it until Christmas, I will ban your account. And any other account you have also cannot use the subreddit, because that is ban evasion and can easily go from you getting banned from the subreddit to multiple whole accounts bans wiping access to this entire website. I don't give a rat's ass about some bullshit hocus pocus, so you either will have details or you will have no presence here, because I'm tired of these shithole posts." But apparently he edited his comment later to say, "WTF, they actually had evidence." So apparently he sent to the mod privately the evidence. That's very new. This person is unironically telling the truth, or he is a really good hoaxer, but that wouldn't make sense if they were trying to hide it, so I don't know. So apparently the person needs up until Christmas, because there was more posts related to this, But if he would post it right now, apparently it'll be too easy for Nintendo and everyone to figure out who he is and how he got access to this. And he needs sort of until Christmas to hide his tracks. Weird. But possible. So I am very excited to see if on December 25th, we're going to get a follow-up to this with the official technical specs for the Switch 2. Now, there's an issue with this. This person who has the Switch 2, does he have the technical knowledge to go and check what the CPU and what the things are on the Switch 2? Because to do that, just to be totally honest, the Switch doesn't have like it's not like a PC where you can do a DX diagnostic and pull up the specs of your Switch 2. He's going to have to take it apart and take pictures of the inside to be able to confirm what the processor is and what all that is. For a person who's technically agile, it's not going to most likely be an issue. But is this person technically agile? We have no idea. So is he just going to post up pictures, or are we going to get pictures of the inside and all that? I do not know. But I am very excited for Christmas now. Not only because it's Christmas, because I want to see if this guy's full of crap. Because if he doesn't follow up on this on Christmas, a lot of people are going to be hating on this dude. So I hope that if he did this, he's ready to follow up with some proof. I mean, it's a Reddit poster, so, you know, he can always get banned. And even if they're saying, hey, if you make other accounts, like, dude, if the guy's using a VPN, how the heck are you even going to be, knowing the same person? I'm working on the 24th, not the 25th. I'm off 25th, 26th. And unfortunately, I'm working the 27th in the evening, so we're going to have to figure out what we're doing with the stream on the 27th. Because the 27th is the Friday stream. I'm working in the evening because I'm replacing someone else for an evening shift on the 27th. Why? Because I'm a nice dude. Because that's the way I roll sometimes. But so we're either gonna have to stream on the 26th in the evening, which is why I said most likely there's going to be an evening stream on the 26th, but it's going to be regular gaming. But yeah. Anyway. One way or the other, where we'll figure everything out. But for the holidays, just as usual, the schedule might be a little more messed up than usual. But don't worry, we're most likely going to see more of each other than usual. Like last week where I streamed 4 out of 5 days from Monday to Friday. However, videos are going to pick up. By the way, the deals video on the weekend got delayed. Number one, awesome deals dropped on Sunday, so I scrapped the video I had ready on Saturday and I changed the video to have better deals. But it was also the birthday party of one of my girls on Sunday, so I couldn't really finish up the video. And we have the stream tonight, so I'm going to be finishing up the video tomorrow. It's coming out, and over the next couple of weeks, expect most likely deal videos every 2 to 3 days. However, I'm most likely going to be interspacing some videos with only sizzle reels like I did for Black Friday. But the sizzle reel only videos are going to be for bigger reoccurring games. You know what I mean? Like the indies and the bigger and the games that really need highlighting are going to be in separate videos with highlights. But we're going to get back kicked into full gear. And then expect things on the channel to go back to the normal schedule mid-January. Once the holiday deals are up, mid-January things are going to go back to normal. So a normal video with an under $5 video, followed by reviews and extra stuff. It's been a little rough lately for reviews and all that. I've really wanted to do them, but honestly, I needed to focus on the content that are getting eyeballs on the channel to hopefully, push where we need to push so that I can get, a little closer to that full-time YouTube gig. I've been talking about it for a while, but I want to have serious plans for next year to try to make that a reality if we can. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'm feeling that Nintendo Switch 2 will be the time to strike. So I've been getting things like ready for that. I've been slimming down the way I make content so that once I get to a certain breaking point, I'm going to be able to produce content much quicker by doing things different in the background, but there's a long setup time to it and whatnot. I don't want to get into too many details yet because I want to make sure that things are all set up and working before I do that, but it's going to be fun. And most likely the first week of January, I'm going to be doing daily streams for that week to see how things are going. And there's a tiny chance that I'm going to start dual streaming on Twitch. Tiny chance, though. I'm not really into it because I really don't want to have to rebuild a community on Twitch. But there's a small chance I might do that. Because streaming on YouTube, although I love it and I find it's good for the channel, it is hurting the channel in other ways because of the way YouTube does stuff. Which is a little frustrating without creating a separate, like, streaming channel on YouTube. So, but yeah. We'll see about that. I'm trying to think of different opportunities because, just to get into details before we get into the new games. Actually, let's finish it up. So I'm gonna, Twitch. I know, but I think we're done with the rumors now on the Switch 2. This was the really biggest one. The problem with it is it's sort of exciting right now. And by the way, this happened with the Switch 1, so it is possible. There was a Switch 1 that was shipped to someone by mistake, and Nintendo actually went and recovered it. So this is something that could happen. I'll talk to you guys. Look, let's pull down the veil for a few seconds. I'll explain to you why streaming on YouTube for a channel is a little weird. Okay? Okay. Let's pull down that. For people who don't know how YouTube works, okay, YouTube is very, very centered around how your content does to push your content in the future, okay? And the problem with YouTube, and the reason why why you see a lot of bigger channels having a separate channel for streaming, if you're always wondering, is because the people that watch streams are not necessarily the same people that watch videos, okay? There is overlap. Like in my channel, there's a lot of overlap because I think that most of you that are here for the streams do watch the videos as well, but it's not a one-for-one overlap. And the way it works on YouTube is that the more your subscribers are watching your content when you put it out, the more it's going to suggest your content to people that aren't subscribed. And the more you put out content that your subscribers are not watching, the less YouTube is going to push all your content to people. So the fact that these are two different publics, the streaming public and the video public, what that means is that every time one of my stream VODs goes live after I'm done streaming, since a lot of my regular subscribers are not into the streams, but because they really follow the deal stuff and the reviews and the other stuff, they don't watch the VODs. But what message that sends to YouTube, to the algorithm, is that, oh, they really didn't like this video from Rick's content because, oh, we got 25 people watching it, but then the VOD, no one's watching it. Okay? So basically what that does is that the next time I put out a deals video, it sends it to less of my subscribers because my previous video didn't hit. So it actually hurts the deals content because not everyone watches the stream content. And vice versa, when you have a lot of people watching your videos and then not enough people watch your stream, it pushes your stream out to less viewers as well. So it's that opposing forces on YouTube. They've gotten better at it, but because now they separate like stream views from normal views, but it still hurts the overall retention, okay? The retention metrics on the channel. And that's why most channels have two separate channels. They have a streaming channel and they have a video channel. So the two things that I would either have to do, theoretically, is start streaming, try to move my streams over to Twitch, which would be a separate revenue stream because there's subscriptions there, and if you guys have Prime subscriptions, we could do Prime subscriptions and stuff like that. But it's a different platform, and I really don't feel like doing that because YouTube's been my home forever, and I feel I like streaming on YouTube. I like even though the platform isn't perfect, I like the YouTube platform for a lot of things that is better in some things but worse for others on Twitch. Or the other option is I can start a separate channel, or the third option is I can just leave things as they are and hope that, like, no matter what happens, the channel grows anyway, and and in the end, YouTube sort of figures it out in the background and makes it even better than before, than it already is. But or you're starting your new MS medication on Thursday. Hopefully, it's gonna. Well, like I'm sorry, I'll just be honest. I'm not very knowledgeable about MS, but I hope like it's something that's gonna bring a higher quality of life. Because I know like MS, unfortunately, it's about controlling quality of life. That's that's my biggest knowledge point on MS is that. So I hope it works out, champ. But yeah, so just so you understand, that is the issue of streaming on YouTube that I've sort of been wrestling with over the last year, because I've been wanting to stream more and more, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm really enjoying the streaming part of YouTube. But at the same time, it's almost like the more I stream, the more it hurts the deal content. However, I do think I might wait till the Switch 2 comes out, because I'm thinking that right now, most of the drop in views is happening to all the Switch channels because it's just the fatigue related to the current Switch. And I want to wait to see how things are going to rebound when the Switch 2 comes out. And so I said I might try it on Twitch is because I just wanted to try the platform during my January break. But the more I think about it, the more I don't want to do it, because I don't want to start setting things up and then streaming for a week and then people wondering why I'm not streaming there anymore. So in the end, I think nothing's going to happen till the Switch 2 releases. I think I'm going to stay as is till the Switch 2 releases. I want to see how views behave when the Switch 2 releases, and then seeing where we go from there. And worst comes to worst, I might create a separate channel for streaming. The only thing is, like, I'll have to get it monetized. And that's the one thing, is like I have to get, the 1,000 subscribers. And I know a lot of you love the channel, but I know I don't have 1,000 people watching the streams consistently. So I don't know if I'll get those 1,000 subscribers for the channel. It's easy for the channels that have like 1 million subscribers. They open up a channel and the next day they have like 50,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? For me, it's a little rougher because we're at 20,000 and I don't exactly have 10% of the people watching the streams. So it's like a little rougher, but we'll see where we go from there. But that's just like, I want to give you guys an idea behind the veil of like what it's like, and whatnot. Octavius almost gave you cancer. Oh, that sucks, man. You're starting, so Corey, you're getting treated for MS as well. You're starting Kesimpta. I don't know these drugs. Kesimpta still has that risk, but less. I'm on Rebif currently. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that both of you are suffering from MS, man. Hopefully they find like a long-term like treatment or cure to it. I know that's one of those hopes that is going to be rough, but I do think we're getting closer to these neurodegenerative diseases in the next few years, just because we're now looking outside of the box. And how people are worried about AI and all that crap and Neuralink. I think like stuff like Neuralink could be a direct, like, I'm not a doctor here, but what I'm saying is that I think that the next step, once Neuralink will work, will possibly be in the treatment of neurological diseases. Because it actually could, it could bring us to places where we thought some untreatable diseases could become could be treatable. Oh man, Corey, I'm sorry to hear that. Man. Like, I mean, I just don't know what to say, man. It really sucks. I wish use a cane and Corey's on a walker. Man. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, I'm a little without words because, like, there's so much I'd like to say and, like, wish you guys, but, like, at the same time, I sometimes feel like those words are empty in the sense that, like, I wish you hope and I wish, like, all the best to you. But, like, at the same time, like, do you understand what I mean? Like, when I say it feels empty, it's not empty because I don't feel it. It's that, like, oh my God, like, I wish there was something anyone could do, but we're like, dang, I hope you guys at least enjoy, the streams. We can bring you some joy in playing our video games, playing our stuff together. But, I feel for you guys, man. That's why you love watching the faster paced games, because you can't play those. Well, look, man, if I can bring you joy by watching me play those games, I'm glad I can bring a little bit of joy, like extra joy, man. Rick, hockey tickets one day. You know what? One day, man, if Champ, if you're in the Montreal region, send me an email and we can see if what we can do, man. Like, like I said, even like I said, Montreal, like I do want to try and I do want to try to get to the States too for like some shows, like Too Many Games and stuff like that. But I really want to get, like I want to try to do some meetups eventually, or like a panel or something. The problem is, like, most of the places that I would go to, like Montreal Comic Con and stuff like that, are you play here Friday and Saturday in Montreal. That's all, man. Party at Rick's house. Not sure you guys can come to my place. Not because it's not that I would want you guys here. It's just because the space is so small. Like, we're 5 people in like a 3-bedroom house. So we're already like pretty packed in. But yeah. Red Wings versus Canadians. Yeah, man. Honestly, the Canadians have not been doing good at all this season. I've been watching like maybe 50% of the games but I'll be honest, it was like that last season too. Like I love my teams, but there's a point beyond where it's hard to watch and support them, just because when the games cause me more frustration than pleasure, because the team, like when your win ratio is like way below 50%, it's really hard to watch because it ends up causing me more frustration than pleasure to watch the games. And that's where I sort of tune out like 50% of the time, where I just can't watch because I actually get into a bad mood at the end of the game. And I know it's just sports and whatnot, but the same way I'm with video games and everything, I get invested. So if I'm watching, I have to be invested. Okay, hey, Cat Quest 3 is awesome. I have the I bought the Cat Quest trilogy. Where is it? It's somewhere close by. I bought the Cat Quest trilogy physical because it is so good. By the way, new games this week. We're gonna do it before we end the stream, but there's only 3. There's only 3 decent new games this week. When I said that there are no new games coming out because it's Christmas time, like, there's 3, and there's one of those 3 that feels almost like a somewhat of a stretch. Okay, so if I'm taking extra time to chat and talk and all that stuff, it's because we're done with the news for this week, and all that's left is the new games, and we have like 3 new games. So we have like some time to burn. I thought we could also maybe try the free game for this week, the whole drag race thing from No Gravity Games. Hey, by the way, if you guys haven't picked up the No Gravity Games yet, please, guys, don't go pick it up. You've got like, I think it's 2 a.m. Eastern time. You have to pick it up. But where was I? I was trying to look at some. Oh yeah, I'm still waiting for my shipment 2 of Video Games Plus, and I'm gonna show you guys what I bought. Let me just see if I can get onto the account without doxing myself. Give me a sec. Like, is my address on this? Yeah, my address is on this. Let me do a screen capture. I'll show you guys what I managed to pick up in my second shipment that I'm waiting for. And there's a couple of games that came back in stock, but there's one that they put back in stock but more expensive. And by the way, in Canada right now, if you're Canadian, there's no tax on video games. There's no federal tax on video games. Here, this is how I have to do this because unfortunately my address is on the official purchase thingamajig. So here is a screen capture of my purchase. So I did finally pick up Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning because I've always wanted this game physically. I have it digitally, but I've really wanted it physical. And honestly, it's starting to get hard to find. So I'm like, I'm gonna pull the trigger at $30. I pick up Bard's Gold. Never played the game before. Looked interesting. For $20 for an indie game, why not? We'll give it a try. Astronite, that was sold out when I bought it. Basically came back in stock the day I bought it. But Astronite, I talked to you guys when I did my first order. I was super disappointed it was out of stock. It came back in stock. And I also picked up Blazing Beaks. Look, Blazing Beaks is a game I've had. It's one of the first games I bought on Switch. And I couldn't help myself for $20 to pick up a physical copy. It's an awesome little twin stick roguelike. It's amazing. And $20. Come on. Come on. Who can't? Like, how can you not pick it up? And by the way, the game that I said is back in stock that I really want to maybe pick up is Karate Kid Street Rumble. It was out of stock because it sold out super quick, but they had it for $20 on the Switch. Now they put it back up at $30, but it's still $10 off. And I mean, I'm a beat 'em up guy. I don't have this one. I feel like I have to buy it. You know what I mean? Vernal Edge, we can check. But I have Vernal Edge already, but let's check. No, it's out of stock still. There's a couple of new, by the way, they're still adding new games up until they keep extending the sale, by the way. It was supposed to end like on Black Friday, and now it's up till December 31st. Hold on, let's do in stock. Let's do product type Switch. And let's do low to high. Let's just take a quick look, okay, guys? Then we'll jump into the new games. But let's look. Oh, there's 2 games there's 3 games I really still want from this now when I looked at what's popped up. Well, look, if we start here, like if we start on the other page, by the way, I picked up Unsold already. Samba de Amigo, great pickup. Super Monkey Ball, Banana Mania, amazing pickup for $15. And this is $15 Canadian, guys. Once you translate this to American, this is like $10. Okay? Just to be perfectly clear, you're getting Samba de Amigo for $10. You're getting Super Monkey Ball for like 10 US. Insane. Even if you have to pay shipping. Like, it's going to come out like insane. Catherine Full Body is a great pickup at $20. Shin Megami Tensei 3 at $20. Great pickup. Rayman Legends, if you want a physical, is a good pickup at $20. Although I've seen it at 10 before. I haven't seen it for a while at 10, but I did pick up copies at 10 before. Nuclear Blaze can be a good pickup at $20. I talked about it last time, but Space Warlord Organ Trading for the right player can be amazing at $20. Borderlands 3, I would say, is easily worth $20. the Star Wars Racing and Republic Commando for $20. I picked up this 8 doors. It's in the shipment that I already got that I'm waiting to open up. I want to do a video. I'm going to do a video opening up all my Black Friday purchases. And worst comes to worst, if it only comes in after the holidays, I'll make a compilation like holiday purchase video where we're gonna like open a bunch of crap on in a video, and it's gonna be fun because I'm gonna open a bunch of crap and I'm gonna split in like video and all that. Mutant Muds collection. I want to pick up. The games are super cheap, but these are like retro run and gun shooters, like simple run and gun shooters. I picked up this, never played it, but it has good reviews. I picked up this as well, Io the Clown. Godstrike can be a really fun pickup for $20. Bard's Gold, I picked it up. I have no idea what this game is. I'm gonna try it for the first time. Martian Panic, but they have the pack somewhere with the gun. I have it. Where's my guns? Where's my Martian Panic guns? I have to find the guns, but I have the Martian Panic. It's actually a pretty fun motion control shooter. Like it's a on the rail shooter, but as usual, the motion controls are garbage. But it's still just fun for the memes, like for the stupid playtime. Noob the Factionless, I've never heard about, and I'm interested in picking this one up for $20. I want to maybe check out some reviews, but that is a great pickup. Rainbow Billy, I would say is definitely worth $25, but it's cheap. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. I do not have it physically. I definitely want to pick this one up. This is one of the ones I really want to pick up before the sale is over. I know it's going to be cheaper next year, but I'm like, I don't want to wait a whole other year to pick up a physical because next year we're going to be out of Switch 1 territory. It might start getting hard to get Switch 1 games next year. Neon White, great pickup at $30. Like a lot of these are great, like Sonic Frontiers for $30, because don't forget, guys, you can almost cut out 30% in the US. So this is like $20 for Sega Frontiers, $20 for Curse of the Dead Gods. If I didn't already have this physically, this would be a must-have game in the sale. Curse of the Dead Gods is, I love it. It's a roguelike. Fighting Rage at $30, insane. I would say Raiden 3 at $30 is really good. Like Turnip Boy can be great, but I saw Walmart liquidating them for $10 at one point. I bought like 4 copies. I gave them away a couple of years ago on the like birthday stream or something. Owlboy for $30. Final Fantasy 7 plus 8 for $30. Like all these things are amazing. Non-guns, Kraken. Like there's a. I'm trying to focus on the biggest ones that are still available. Oh, here's the gun. The Martian Panic with the gun. This is going to be great. This is the one for $30. Like if you want a stupid fun game to play with the kids, this can be funny. Jitsu Squad for $30. I would definitely say that one's cool. Cotton Reboot. It's been out for a while. I feel, and Karate Kid. Oh, Stardew Valley. Okay, anyway, I'm going to start looking because I'm going to start buying games, and I don't want to spend extra money right now. I don't want to spend extra money till after Christmas. On the 26th is when I'm going to spend more money. Yeah, but Turnip Boy I've seen a lot cheaper before. But it's one of those games I'm thinking that the physical copies are starting to run out. Because don't forget, game prices often do, like, they do this on physical games and then they go back up. Like, Blasphemous 1 was super cheap for a while and now it's super expensive. Because they're not doing any print runs anymore on it. And people are realizing how good it is retroactively. So people are starting to want to pick it up. Okay. Let's do our new games for this week. It's going to be very short. I'm going to split it into a video tomorrow, but it almost feels dumb for 3 games. But I'm still going to do it just because we've been doing it forever. And next week, if I don't do a stream, I might just do a new games video. Like, I might just record it offline and just post it like that. Okay, so welcome back, guys. It's time to look at the new Nintendo Switch games for this week. Now, I'll be honest, it's a pretty quiet week for the Nintendo Switch, and I can only pick out about 3 new games that I think are maybe worth checking out for this week. So now let's jump in and take a look. Blah, 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 blah. No, don't worry, guys. I saw that you guys were taking over the chat, and I was just doing my thing while you guys are chatting away. It's all good, man. This stream is as much yours as it is mine. Like as long as you know, obviously, I'll stop someone from being disrespectful to other people or stuff like that. But if you guys want to have a side convo while I'm doing my thing, more power to you guys. It's no problemo. Okay, so for our first game for this week, to be honest, all 3 games are coming out on the exact same day, which is December 19th. Now, the first game we're going to take a look at is Leaf's Adventure Netherworld Hero, coming out on December 19th. Now, this game will be selling for $19.99, but guess what? There is also a free downloadable demo on the Nintendo Switch eShop. So if you want to check out the game for yourself, I definitely recommend it. But let's take a look at the trailer, and I'll give you my thoughts on the game. Now, don't worry, there is some gameplay. It's coming up. So that is Leaf's Adventure Netherworld Hero. Now, I played through the demo. I'll let you know, I'm sort of split on a couple of the decisions here. Number one, I find that the art style itself is beautiful, but the animations unfortunately make it feel somewhat like a Flash game, and the controls were a bit floaty when I played it. However, the demo is not all that long, and I can see that the game does have a ton of potential. There's also a lot of upgrading and whatnot in the game and crafting. So although the game at moments looks somewhat like one of those Flash games, it actually feels a lot deeper than those games. I do think, however, the game could have benefited from a more steady animation style, like a more fluid animation style, but I am willing to give it a try. And if it turns out to be a decently long game, they've priced it very well for this category. At $20, it feels... I've been saying it a lot over the last few weeks that games were overpriced. This one actually feels very fairly priced at $20, but I haven't experienced the whole game yet. So I don't want to promise that it's going to be deserving of it, but I would definitely say check out the demo. If you like the demo, maybe wait for a review and definitely check it out. It has a ton of potential. And this is probably my top pick for this week. So we're starting out strong. There's only 3 games, but this one would be probably my highest potential game for the week. So Leaf's Adventure releasing on the 19th for $19.99. Like I said, free demo. Check it out. Next. So we've got 1 game down. We've got 2 to go. Number 2 is something that I rarely do, but it's a visual novel. or it's a visual novel slash puzzle game, and it does have a such an interesting thematic to it in the trailer that normally I try to not suggest visual novels because they're very hard to evaluate without playing the game. Visual novels often have a beautiful art style, but it's all about the storyline. And unless you play through the storyline, it's very hard to tell if it's going to be good or not. But this one has a very interesting premise. It interested me, and I am willing to maybe put it on this week's list. Now, the name of the game is Universe for Sale, also releasing on December 19th. This one, however, sells for $14.99, and it is currently on sale for $12.74. So let's take a look at the trailer, and then I'll give you what my take on what we can see. Music looks fantastic, by the way, or so sounds fantastic. Hopefully, I'm not going to have to mute it after this, because sometimes trailers do have to be muted for copyright reasons. I like the art style here. Like you see, there's puzzle games to do. So the visual style managed to capture me. The Accolades trailers are always hard to evaluate because the sources that they were showing were not publications that I'm familiar with, so it's really easy to find publications that said I love this game and whatnot when you don't really have a basis to know what the publications are. But if you read a little blurb, enjoy the hand-drawn interactive story where you experience the problems on a space station on Jupiter falling apart into disrepair. Meet the interesting characters and species under the failing shield protecting the inhabitants of the station, and learn the hardships they endure and how they deal with them. So the premise looks really interesting. I like the sci-fi twists to these games, and honestly, I would say that if you're looking for a visual novel with slight puzzles, this one could be an interesting pickup. $15, however, is a little bit expensive when you don't know what, like, the IP isn't backed by anything, but nonetheless, it is still competitive in the visual novel industry. It's not overly expensive. It's not a cheap deal either, however. So I do think this one is, you can keep an eye out if you're really wanting to try something different for this week. And lastly, we have a little game that I have a sneaking suspicion is going to be a ton of fun, and it is also going to be super cheap, and that is Super Spy Raccoon. That is releasing on December 19th and will be selling for only $4.99. Now, this is coming to us from Flynn's Arcade, and Flynn's Arcade, just to let you know, they've released a lot of games, and it's always retro revivals of arcade games. They are the ones who did... really quickly, they did, oh my god, Donut Dodo. They also did, I think they were behind Goliath Depot. I'd have to check to make sure, but I know that if they weren't directly the publisher, they had a hand in it. And they also did Cash Cow, which are all retro arcade-style games that have come out over the last year and were actually amazingly fun revivals of the genre. So I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt for this one. It looks fun as well. Let's take a look at the trailer. Like, this looks like a take on Matthew, sort of. Now, this I like better. I don't like the close-up viewpoint they were using there at the beginning of the trailer. When they do the pull-out that's what you're going to be expecting gameplay-wise. So it's not a ton to go on, but honestly, if you like retro arcade games, I trust that these guys put together a solid game. Visually, it's very, very retro in the 80s style, but if you played, like I said, Donut Dodo, if you played those other games, you'll know that they put together, they play very well. And they really give you the feeling of an 80s arcade game that you're rediscovering. Like, you would believe that this game actually came out in the 80s and you just didn't know anything about it. But if you're looking for a cheap pickup for this week, this is one that I would be willing to take a shot on. I'm pretty sure it's going to be delivering a fun experience if you're a fan of retro arcade games. So as I said, that is pretty much it for the new Switch games that really stood out for this week. There are a ton of other games that we're releasing. When I said ton, at least 10 to 15 other games, but none of them really stood out to me as being games that are worth taking a chance on. So let me know in the comments down below if you do pick up any of these games, what you thought about them. And as usual, I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, that was just the fake little outro. Okay, guys, it's going to be a quick video tomorrow. It's going to be like, what, 5-10 minutes max? But yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay, so you know what? Let's see what we're going to do for the rest of the stream today. Let me just pop this open. Let's grab the controller. Is it in Bluetooth mode? Yes, it is. Start this up. Let's cut this out. There we go. Like I said, I had a game going with me and my brother in Rita's Rewind on the weekend. I have to turn that off. Let me just flip around the chat. I think we're going to I just want to try the game that the free game for today. Honestly, I'm not expecting a lot, but they started out really strong, eh? No Gravity Games. Give me a sec. Okay, it's going to pop back. Okay, cut that out. Let me just play around with the audio. Okay, that should be good. Okay. I wanted to really say, No Gravity Games started out really strong. Because Fueled Up and Alder's Blood, no joke, are games I would have recommended buying. Like, they're good enough that Fueled Up and Alder's Blood were definitely games that I recommended buying. Now, we have 3 games left, by the way. If you haven't been keeping up, we have 3 games left, and they seem to be putting a bigger emphasis on the last 2 games. So I'm really wondering what their last 2 games are going to be. But I haven't tried Ring Sculptors or Drag Racing Rivals. So I thought tonight we'd just try Drag Racing Rivals to start with. And just to let you guys know, it's not going to be a long gaming session. We're going to play max like 10-15 minutes of a game. It's really just to try them out to see what they're like. Yeah, Marsupilami's on sale for $1.99. I didn't put it in tomorrow's video, but it is definitely one that I could easily recommend for $1.99. I'm going to cover it, but it's going to be in a future video because I'm going to put it... Tomorrow's video is not going to have a sizzle reel, and Marsupilami is more like a game that I'm going to feature in a sizzle reel because we've talked about it often in the past. Okay. Can I know what the controls are? It like jumped me straight into the game. Okay, perfect start and shifting is crucial. Rev less or more to keep the needle in the perfect position. Okay. Okay, I get it. I have to shift perfectly. So the game's all... Okay, it's just a timing game. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. It's a like little quick timing game. That was quite good. You'll have to upgrade your ride to stand a chance in crew battles. Let's upgrade the nitrous. How much money do you have? 424. I can't buy anything else. 980, 790, 450. No, don't have the money. 530. Don't have the money. Okay, so let's race. Now tier 1. Okay, how do I use the nitrous? How do I use the nitrous? I talked about it early. Yeah, you missed it, unfortunately, my man. How did I miss the shot? Man, I used the nitrous, but we didn't win. So we suck. We're gonna have to upgrade, I guess. 773. I mean, I guess. Let's buy the tires. I should maybe bought the chassis. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to race. Let's try this again. No, it doesn't have rumble, unfortunately. I missed a perfect start. I wish you could see how far you are. Oh, you can see it up top. Oh man, we still lost. Dang man, we poor as F. Oh dang. Okay, we have to, eventually we're gonna have to buy cars. Yeah, we don't have enough money for anything, so I guess we're gonna have to go back and race some more. Like, I wonder if I'm better off doing like easy again. Let's just see how much money we make on easy. Let's just see. Okay, so easy like is like super dumb easy. Oh yeah, man, we're making way more money on this. Dude. I feel like let's go for the engine, man. Let's go for the engine. Now let's go back. Let's try the career race. Like, okay. Let's be honest, guys. If I had to pay for this game, I'd be a little disappointed. But as a free game, it's not terrible. It's not 100% terrible, but obviously not like it just being a timing game. Like, I can see though, like I know it's dumb, but I can see myself like being stuck, like wanting to do it now that like. Dang. I think if I would have hit the nitrous a little faster, I would have actually gotten it. We are so close, guys. We are so close. If I would have got the perfect start. Let's try it again. Honestly, the hardest part is the start. Because it revs a lot quicker. Like, obviously, when you're revving on neutral, it revs a lot quicker. Damn, it wasn't a perfect shift. Dang. We're still getting our ass handed to us. Maybe I can try the medium race. Yeah, I know that's what I was gonna say. This is one of those silly games that you just get addicted to because you're like, dude, I just want to get back. Like, you don't really care about the game, but you sort of have to do it. Oh, dang. That was really bad as a start. Okay, so we actually can beat medium. Medium is easier than the career race. Transmission, most likely. NOS is too expensive. Chassis, so let's get the transmission. This is most likely going to give us more. Like, we have to beat the career 1, okay? My goal for tonight is beat career 1. We beat career 1. I'm gonna be happy. I honestly, not that I like this game, but I'm like it's not freaking terrible. Oh, dude, so close. If I would get the perfect start, man, but I'm having trouble with the starts. I'm having trouble with the starts, not lying. Let's try it again. If I can get the stupid start. Oh, dude. This is it. This is it. Let's hit the nitrous. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, God. It's so stupid that I'm like happy for beating this game, but yes. Okay, so we got a ton of money now. So let's get our chassis fitted. How much is the engine? Let's get engine 2. Let's get our I'm way too into this. I know I'm way too into it. But honestly, like, that's the thing. Don't forget, I started eShop deals to, like, appreciate those stupid little games from time to time. Now, I would never suggest this as a purchase. I would never suggest this as a purchase, okay? That's not what I'm saying either. I'm just saying, like, I can enjoy a stupid game from time to time. Can we re-challenge the first guy? Oh, we can't. They won't let you abuse it by getting a ton of money by re-racing the same easy guy. We didn't get a perfect start, but we got a good start. On the next one, I'm gonna hit the nitrous. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Bro, we did it. We did it. 7,000, baby. 7,000. Now we're rolling. Now we're rolling. Let's get the nitrous. Wheels 2. Engine 3. Chassis 2. Can we afford anything else? No, we can't. Next one is 15 grand, baby. Let's try the next one. Okay, after this, we're gonna switch. But honestly, for a free game, man, why not? Dude. Oh, that was a terrible start. Yeah, no, we're not gonna make it this time. Let's hit the NOS. It's like our only slight chance, but no. We're gonna lose. Obviously. Yeah, that was a terrible start. Wait, let's try it again. If we can get the start, I think we have a chance. The start, it's all about the start, man. It's all about the start. No! I wanna... Can we retry? Yeah, we can. Okay. There's a retry button. Let's hit the NOS. Did we win? Oh, shice! We won, baby! We won! Dude, that was like photo finish. Photo finish. Nah, man. We're not gonna finish it. We're not gonna finish it tonight because I'm probably gonna have to make enough money to buy other cars eventually. Dude, that was freaking funny. Photo finish, baby. Let's grab... Okay. Where are we at? Transmission 3. Wheel 3. Chassis 3. Because it's just better to buy like the lower priced ones first. There we go. This. Okay, so let's fit engine 4 and wheel 4, I think. Or wait, because we can't pay this. Yeah, can. Oh, this is better. Let's just max out this car. Okay, we max out this car. We max out the car, and we're actually going to redo the drawing, Wild One. We're going to redo the drawing on next Friday because issues. Watch the beginning of the stream. I explain it quickly. I'm not going to get back into it again, but yeah. We're going to redraw it on Friday. Oh, dude, man, we're already winning off the start. We're like toasting these guys now. They're like not even in the same league anymore as us. Yo, man, they need to get good. They need to get good. They ain't got crap on us now. Dude, we're gonna max it out. If we win the next race, we're gonna max it out. Yeah, we can get into a different car. You can go to the dealer here and you can buy another car. So like 28 grand, we can buy like the second car. Like the only thing is like the second car actually starts out weaker than ours. So we're probably gonna have to make money to right away upgrade the next car. And yeah, you have multiple cars you can buy. Like I said, it's not gonna be like, oh my god, this game is amazing or something like this, but it's like, meh, you know what? If you want to kill a little bit of time and you want a dumb, easy game, why not? It's Rivals, Street Rivals, something like that. Hold on, I'll get it. Oh dang, this guy's good. This guy's toasting us, man. He's toasting us. Let's go, man. North. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We live our lives 1 mile at a time, boys. It's all about family. Okay, we got max engine. We got max stats. Let's get this, max wheels and max chassis. Bang, baby. We maxed out. Let's go buy a car. 70 grand for this one. Damn, we can't afford it, but we can afford this one. Doesn't this look like a Volkswagen Scirocco? Does anyone remember the Volkswagen Siroccos? Because this is what this looks like to me, right? Wow, it's weird because like we can upgrade it a shit ton. The chassis seemed to be the weakest part, so that's why I put a shit ton of money in the chassis. Let's try this car, then we stop, okay? We stop after this. We do this last car here. So now we're at Career 2. $7 grand for this guy. Like, the thing is, maybe this car sucks compared to the other one. Like, maybe our other car was better now. Oh, dude, man, we're like destroying this guy. Destroyed, man. Like, dude, you don't even deserve to be on the same street as me. In Combat League MK1, someone actually cursed me out. I never heard anyone speak before, but apparently headphones let you without the app. I beat his Shao. Like, that's fucking funny. Rick's playing on super duper easy. No way, man. I'm playing on like super mega hard. Okay, anyway. So that is Drag Racing Rivals, Frenchy Mom. You were asking what the name of the game is. It's Drag Racing Rivals, and it was the free game from No Gravity Games today. Today. The other one I want to try really quick is Ring Sculptors. I haven't tried it yet. I got it the other day, and I have no idea what it's all about. I think I even put in the description. I have no idea what this game is. New game. To proceed, press A button. Come on, wake up now. Everything says a firm, powerful voice drawing you from sleep. You open your eyes and lurch to sit up, heart pounding as you look around. You're in a small room. Besides the bed is a low table and a single chair. The wall above the bed is covered with a video screen panel, powered off. Leaning over you is a man whose face is adorned with multicolored implants. Who are you? What happened to me? All is well now. The man must have vocal enhancements, for the sound emerging from his throat is very high, almost at the edge of audibility. We have thawed you out, lad. Are you feeling okay? Would you prefer to rest a bit more? He hands you some clothing. In the game, you make choices that determine the course of the storyline. Is this like a visual novel? You're unsure of what to do, sitting still. You say you're fine and begin to dress. You button up your shirt and slowly move towards the man. Actually, nothing is okay. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you are. You don't know what happened. My name is Leonardo, and I'm a sculptor. The man emphasizes the last word as if it has something special meaning. It doesn't tell you anything, though you're sure you've heard it before. In a sudden flash of awareness, you realize that in general, you remember very little. What's your name? Who are you? What are you doing in this place? Who is this man? You have no clue. Look at him, wanting to ask some questions, but you don't even know what to ask. Don't worry, it's normal. When they opened your crash pod, they thought you were turned off. Then it turned out that your memory processor was still working and your tissues could be restored, and we repaired you. So we're like some artificial life form? Me who what? Crash pod? What do you mean, what crash pod? It's incredible. 3 weeks ago, our people tracked a distress signal from your crash pod capsule. We intercepted it and pulled you out of suspended animation. Your brain was smashed, and we had to piece it together. Your memory. So I was flying a spaceship and there was a disaster? Exactly. The passenger liner crashed 13 years ago. 13 years ago? Suddenly, as if someone had turned the tap leading to your memory tank, you know who you are. In a moment, you will meet the character you will play. Each character has differently developed features. These features determine how he will cope in various situations. Decide whether you want to choose a character or rely on fate. I want to decide for myself. Ander Xor, Virtuals Technician. You operated user virtual programs, controlling automated. Ego 8, Mind 4, Body 2. That is definitely not me, because I have no ego whatsoever. Hugo Amazing. Okay, he looks like Hugo Strange. A businessman. In your time, you ran business related to production of cyborgs. He has big mind. No. Jack Rodon. No. Philip O'Connor, security guard. Yeah, this one feels good. Alan Gobaz. Karen Ed Deer. So far, I like the security guard. Oh wait, Solar Soldier. Oh, this one looks good. Dartan. A cocky, talented system pilot. Nah, man, that's not me. That's not me. Okay, I think we're going with the soldier dude. Either way, is this character okay? Yes. Thinking, knowledge, intelligence, imagination. I have no mind. I made myself dumb as heck. Aspect, strength, agility, reflexes. Ego is a term that describes the ability of a character to interact successfully with computer networks, to control external devices with the help of implants, to control other minds, including artificial intelligence active in the network, etc. Reduced or increased. Okay. Some tests to pass the time. The number of quarter hours you spend on performing various actions can temporarily increase the attributes given test just once. I just want to see what the game's all about. Okay. I'm not sure this is going to be a good stream game. A character distribute additional 3 points, increasing those selected attributes. Well, I'm going to obviously give myself more mind and 1 more point of body. We're going to go like boom, boom, baby. Like, we're going to make our mind, like, a little bit less dumb. You walk down the right, there's this covered with luminous markings. On the left, door successful cabins. Where am I? Colossus, the 4th moon of the planet Ordmore, 3rd nest of the Ring Sculptor's clan. You remember he looks, questioning you. You shake your head. One of the doors opens. A short, plump man comes out. Like your guide, he has a neuro implant socket on his forehead and a distorted throat, and an equally strange voice. Hello, Leonardo. Hi, Fiddy. Your guide nods and points at you. My bad, sorry. Look, this is Frostbite, moving quite, Okay. Gesture. I just wonder if there's puzzles or if this is just a straight visual novel. Oh, mind test. Okay. Wait, there's a game. There's a game here. Dang. You can't control yourself. You clench your fingers and punch Video. He doesn't react in time. Your fist lands squarely on his tattooed nose. Body test. Positive. There we go. And shouts, "Are you crazy? What are you doing?" The anger has already faded. You feel pain in your hands, see the man writing on the floor, hear Leonardo's voice. "Are you okay, Phidias?" "I guess." The man feels his face as if checking to see if he was deformed by your punch. "Is he some kind of madman or what?" "You want to explain something?" You provoked him, Fiddy. He's still in shock. The medics said he might have temporary personality issues for 2 or 3 days. You caught him in one of those moments. All right, all right. So it's just there. It's basically just like sort of. It's like D&D rolls. Basically, you roll, and there's probably invisible rolls. I'd like to see the rolls, but there's invisible rolls. They probably add your body or your mind stat, and if you successfully roll above a certain amount, you successfully like complete the roll. But it's a visual novel, so the story might be good, but we're gonna save and get out. Okay, because this is not gonna be anything like cool. It's a visual novel. They're giving a bunch of games all in different styles. So you've got a little quick arcade game, you've got a visual novel, we've got some basic logic puzzles, we had a sort of busy game. But like I said, Fueled Up and Alder's Blood seem to be the best so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what the last 3 games are. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna start winding down tonight. It's gonna be a chance to finish a little earlier, work on the video, make sure it's out for tomorrow. But your ego is like 15,000. I don't have any ego, guys. I'm totally egoless. You know me. I never believe in my abilities to do anything. But hey guys, it was a totally fun stream tonight. We had some time to chat. We were less packed tonight, but I want the show to also be a time to just chat from time to time. But thanks for all showing up. It was a great stream. And as usual, I hope I'll see all of you in my next video. Have a great one, guys, and see you soon.